Well, you've probably heard this by now, but Americans seem to have a bit of a spending problem.
According to a recent report by the Wall Street Journal, households are spending a lot despite high interest rates and inflation, shrinking savings, and a cooling job market. Joining us now to break down these growing spending habits is Craig Bolanos, founder and CEO of Wealth Management Group with locations in Inverness and Downers Grove. Craig, good to see you.
Yeah, Ben, great to be back. And if there's one thing that hasn't changed, no one spends like us, the American consumer.
So why are higher interest rates, higher credit card fees, et cetera, not discouraging people from spending more?
I think it all goes back to the change that occurred in 2020. So many people were shut out. People couldn't travel. People couldn't do things. And we're still seeing some small remnants of that. But at some point in time, the laws of mathematics aren't going to be repealed any longer. And people are going to start losing their ability to spend as these higher interest rates and caps on the amount people can borrow really start to set in.
Yeah, so eventually those credit cards, they do reach their credit limit and people are not going to be able to spend. I would think financial experts have sort of a prediction on when the shoe could drop. Is that, you think in the next year we'll start to see some of that happen?
Yeah, certainly I think in 2023, we're already in the fourth quarter. There's not a recession that's going to be called for this year. But you start looking out to the second half of next year. Let's call it 4th of July, 2024. I think the fireworks are going off, not just over the lake. I think the fireworks are going to be going off in terms of the stores, in terms of people's ability to spend, because the Fed is going to keep interest rates high enough to actually probably start creating some softer jobs data. Some people aren't going to see the wage increases they anticipate, and other people might find themselves being laid off. And once that happens, the cycle begins.
We're also seeing a shift from people traditionally would save to perhaps buy their first house, and their house would be their single biggest investment. Is that still happening?
The American dream is just shifting. I think we're changing from something of, wanting stuff, wanting things, to more of experiences. And that starts with housing, as you said, Ben, because there's just no inventory out there. The normal moves people make of putting their house up for sale to get a new house with one additional bedroom. Who in their right mind wants to trade a mortgage that starts with a 2 or a 3 for a mortgage that starts with a 7? And as a result of people not saving and spending on housing, who doesn't want to get Taylor Swift tickets? I did. I just didn't want to pay for them. And beyond that, just look at the airline bookings. Everyone's traveling. Anyone that hasn't gone to Italy appeared to go to Italy in the last year.
Yeah. So people are spending on experiences more than maybe that house that you might have for 20, 30 years, which often cases becomes sort of your retirement. That's kind of your mini savings account. So if people aren't doing that, and let's suppose you're spending your money on experiences, how do you shift that? What would you recommend for people to start on some level saving for retirement?
I want everyone to do a really simple exercise. Just pause and daydream into the future. And what is your future self telling you right now? We all regret the things we didn't do more so than the things that we did. And I'm worried our future selves are screaming at the top of their lungs right now. Let's get an emergency fund. Let's pay off that credit, end the financial hangover, and start making small incremental steps by saving in our workplace retirement plan, creating an IRA. And those are things that shouldn't happen next week. I really think they need to start occurring tomorrow for each of us.
And you're not alone. I read that stat. 2 in 3 Americans who earn between $50,000 and $100,000 a year are actually living paycheck to paycheck. So don't feel like, well, I'm missing out because everyone else is doing better than I am.
No, words to the wise. You said it right there. We need to start being, happy with what we have. Contentment is a difficult thing to achieve. But, this country, people have done it with success in the past. We can certainly do it with success in the future. But all of us have a personal responsibility to secure ourselves and the lives of our loved ones in a financial sense. And I just want to remind everybody, I've enjoyed the party too, but we need to start planning for tomorrow.
All right, here we go. Tomorrow's a new day. Craig Bolanos, thank you so much for your time. You can check out Wealth Management Group in Inverness and Downers Grove and online at investwithwmg.com.